Because she's acting as if she's talking in What? So is this oh, so this imaginary friend of yours. Seriously? So, oh, Paimon was looking no, because they have this.
Oh, Traveler. Fancy meeting you.
Tone deaf.
I'm here. Come now, that's for this particular.
Dangerous?
That's right. Looks like a monocle. Sadly, Lisa.
Huh?
If you want to know for sure, just ask her.
So you.
Anyway, it's all.
Do you see him? Do you see him?
So it does work for you two.
Paimon wants to see? Alright then, you... Flora from the flower shop always seems kinda floaty-headed. You know, Paimon bets she has an imaginary friend.
There it is! Behold, a floaty imaginary friend for floaty-headed Flora!
Wait, imaginary friends can be
Hi, Traveler. Hi, Bart. Sure, how can I help? Mr. Floaty is...
Flora...
What's wrong with...
friends with a...
Because...
Isn't that...
I only found out... I think his name was... It's Stanley. And you can tell he's in... He's in the city at...
That sounds like a fun idea for next time. But, right now...
Flora's a pretty mysterious kid.
Which child shall we interrogate next?
Paimon's thinking. Oh, how about that No way!
Well, that...
Timmy's imaginary friend is a ruin guard? Paimon's freaking out right now.
What say you? We postpone our...
Huh? Paimon is a how about we... Children are more open-minded.
Fitting, isn't it? That the City of Freedom should be home to children with such boundless powers of imagination.
What about adults' imaginations? Let's ask some adults at the tavern.
The thing about what?
Seems to me you'd just
Oh, and it
throw you...
you know, the same way you...
I see no reason to...
Is that so?
Sorry.
That's odd.
Seems our suspicions were right.
Like I said, a lack of
So people just stop?
Let's go and... How about Ellen?
Uh-oh. Somehow Paimon finds the idea of not being able to see Ellen's imaginary friend kinda scary. Jean? What is Jean? Is Master Jean Ellen's So she's...
Oh,
Are you always training here?
you bet. Today, I heard Stanley talking about his adventures. It was incredible. I hope I can be as outstanding as him one day.
So that you can fight shoulder to shoulder with
I mean, obviously, I want to become a nut.
Seems Ellen really looks up to...
Huh, thanks! I was thinking... Huh, how can I smash all these training dummies at once? Shame. Didn't ma- Huh, how can I smash all these training dummies at once?
Mighty mythical beast!
So that's how to do it. I'm impressed. Oh, thank you. It's clear I still have a long way to go in my training.
so modest. I, for one, think you're quite the...
Well,
Ellen, she's a...
Thanks. Shoot. Ugh, but I'm so sore. Honorary knight. Could you deliver a message? He's a friend of mine. Recently, we were gonna meet up tonight and if I'm not mistaken, you should find him at the... Stanley's a truly legendary adventure. Great!
The Temple of the Lion? We explored this place once before, didn't we? During the Storm Terror incident. Seems like it's now a hot spot for adventurers. That can only mean one thing. We didn't bag all the loot last time! Looks like we can't go any further.
Not to worry. Allow me. Those who wander in the dust, the wind shall send soaring sky high. Yahoo! Yeah. How rude! Let's play! Wouldn't gliding be time for takeoff? Brace yourselves. Here we go. Oh. Think you can get away? Brace yourselves. Here we go. Yeah. Brace yourselves. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah. Let's play.
I was so sure.
To be fair, so you must.
Yes.
Actually,
Ellen has a message for you.
Oh, I see.
Huh? I don't see what all.
whoa.
Well then, how would everyone like to proceed?
In which case?
Okay,
So, I'm guessing you mostly came here because you want to hear my adventure stories. Am I right?
No, we really were just looking for Jack.
What? Do you know who I am? I am Stanley, renowned adventurer of Mondstadt.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Well, your attitude says maybe you don't got that. I am Stanley, the living legend. Stanley who braved the Magivari.
Enough already. Ugh. Stop name-dropping yourself every time you open your mouth.
It's true, though. Stanley is the most amazing guy.
Well, Jack will listen, won't you? Now, where was I?
You and your partner reached the Mare Javari, a famously terrifying place with not a wisp of wind.
Precisely! There was a deathly silence in the air. A sea of ashes stretched out before us, as far as the eye could see. The Mare Javari. Suddenly, my partner was caught in a whirlpool whipped up by an evil beast. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of him just in time.
Wow. So, did he make it?
Sadly, in the end, I alone was able to set foot on home ground once more, with the gentle breeze carried away the tears welling up in my eyes.
Poor guy. How could that happen?
Jack, you can't cry so easily if you want to be a great adventurer.
I know. Because an adventurer's proudest achievement is to die in the course of their final adventure. But whatever happens, no adventurer should ever die in a place where the wind doesn't blow. The wind has to bring your spirit back to Mondstadt.
That's right. To die in a place where the wind blows, and to have your spirit carried back to Mondstadt on the wind, that's the dream.
Yeah. Although, the most I can aspire to right now is beginner's commissions, like clearing out the slimes clogging up the sewers.
You shouldn't die in a place with no wind. Why do they keep going on about that? Is that why Stanley thinks the Mare Javari is the most terrifying place in the world? Because there's no wind there?
Think you can get away? Yahoo! Ugh, I'm not in the mood for this! Here we go. Time for takeoff. Brace yourselves. Yahoo! Think you can get away? Brace yourselves. Traveler, I believe I've made a... Could I ask you to use the Nernama detector?
What? Stanley has an imaginary
It seems his imaginary friend is a... You're saying his imaginary... Interesting idea.
Please.
Bye, Stanley. Do you two?
What is it?
A few days ago, the weapons he took on his adventure all those years ago. I don't know whether you believe me, but since you guys are the you bet! This is Stanley we're talking about. If I can just get right now. So, I can't bring myself.
Aw, poor Jack. Venti.
Oh, one other thing. I have a bottle of rare.
Dadaupa Gorge, was it?
Hey, that bunch of hill churls. Are they holding some kind of ceremony? And what's with that pile of knickknacks? Are they worshipping them?
Seems so. That must be the Sword of Brilliant Valor, surely!
Make yourselves at home. I'm seeing stars. I'll protect us. Oh, hi. Odds revealed. Are you Why would Hilly...
This is in terrible
If you saw one in broad daylight, is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless. Fades into the background.
You're right.
Let's scout around. It's definitely in Dadaupa Gorge, huh?
There's somebody there.
Stanley?
He's acting.
What happened? Why did you stop all of a sudden?
Huh? Oh, it's not.
What? Where?
Maybe another time.
A chunk of scrap.
There's also wine.
And yet, my warriors wear their battle scars with pride, and shields are no different. Surely an intact shield is one that has shied. Though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end, till they have no blood left to bleed. Such magnificent.
You do have a. Okay then. Ahem. Well, okay. You take it from here. Uh-oh. He did not. Seems cheerful enough. Seems cheerful. Oh, yeah.
Guys, thank you so. Mom, Dad.
Hey, what? The wine! You promised!
Hey, what are you doing here, Bob?
Oh, that's right. An after-dinner stroll, to be precise.
Paimon's starting to think. Did Stanley plant the sword and shield?
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with Dot. Wow. Then I had.
It's only to be. I'll get.
Guilty conscience much?
Well, he should. Although, on further. Someone who. I wonder.
What are you talking?
Anyway.
Everyone hold hands.
Come in, take a seat. We have a few specials today at Angel Ship.
Tell me, Stan.
Huh? Why does he could there?
Oh, Stan, it's. If only you hadn't had to. You were a renowned adventurer.
I think. But the real adventure. The real.
Wait.
I fear that maybe.
Stanley. Mondstadt must remember. Stanley will. I'm sorry, Stanley. Are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
Yikes! But
Leave now.
Honorary Knight! I've been looking for you everywhere. I wanted to thank you again for helping me find the sword.
Oh,
Yeah, really.
that's wonderful!
No, not yet. Besides, Stanley, will see you tomorrow then.
Stanley's really fond of... Jack left.
Oh,
Huh?
just now. Just a weary old
You're not a...
Stories? To be honest, that's my biggest... All these... But the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land.
Exactly. Even in his memory. Instead, he's become
I'm too old. No adventurer should have...
Hans Archibald.
My true name? How did you know? The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Mare Javari. I always believed you existed.
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
Thank you all. I'm sorry, but...
Ah, wonderful! Stanley reconnected with his true self and Jack can finally go his own way. This calls for a celebration. And by celebration, I do...
And by luck...
I'll head off to...
Huh? Where's that supposed to be?
pot of tea with a couple of nibbles, some seasonal greens, and a piping hot bowl of fresh congee. That's a dope breakfast right there. The perfect way to...
You made it. Finally.
Just tell us where you meet next time, okay? We looked everywhere. So, did you at least manage to find your wine?
Yep. Well, sort of. Jack made it out to be a rare collector's edition vintage. When actually it's just a half bottle of regular cider. This takes me back. The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet. It was about 2,600 years ago, before the world had come under the rule of the Seven. At that time, Old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant, who sealed off the city's perimeter with a ferocious hurricane. Even the birds couldn't get in or out.
Old Mondstadt? Oh, Paimon remembers! Nowadays it's known as Storm Terror's lair, right? You mentioned it before.
That's right. The Tyrant of the Winds who once ruled from that tower was Decarabian, god of storms. Back then, I was but a wisp among the thousand winds. I wasn't a god of anything. I didn't even have a human form. I was just a tiny elemental being who lived in the wind, a gentle breeze bringing subtle changes for the—
A tiny elemental being?
Yup. My current form is not so different from the situation with fake Stanley. I took the form of a friend. In Old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told. Where a tyrant ruled, I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky, he was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, a despot met his doom. And we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
So then what? What happened to your friend?
Say, Paimon, do you wish to hear the next part of the story?
Yes, of course! The suspense is killing, Paimon! Now's the time you suddenly get a craving for—
Getting a little peckish or something.
Paimon's had
You know, you're so smart it almost makes me uncomfortable sometimes. But then, maybe it's right that true friends can tell what the other is thinking. A refreshing drink, moments like this always take me back. Back to a song that I first heard from him. Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly.